on Hawking radiation. So first he didn't publish it in a research paper. He instead gave a conference talk over the topic. And then there were scientists, all those scientists who were opposing the ideas. First of all, there were scientists that couldn't really understand what Hawking is talking about. They just couldn't understand it, right? So they were all still. Then there are scientists who understood kind of, who kind of understood some of the material, and they were all baffled by what he has discovered. He is talking. Nobody even had a question there that they could pose, because to even ask a question you need to kind of get an overview of the material, right? But that was so advanced stuff even for them to understand. No one could pose a question, so many of them refuted the theory that, well, it is false, it can't be right. But then after some days, when Hawking after a month published the research paper on it, and scientists all around the world began talking about whether it can be right or wrong, and no one really could put a claim against the theory. No one was able to put a claim against the theory. Then Kip Thorne meets other scientists. He says that, well, we were all wrong, Hawking was right. So that was...
अच्छा, हॉकिंस तो भी जल्दी में डेथ हुआ था उनका?
Yes.
कब?
For 5 years, 6 years. 6 years ago.
6 years ago.
Yeah, 2018.
उनको भी वो मिला था ना?
Nobel Prize.
Nobel
No.
Prize.
No. Hawking
नहीं
didn't
मिला।
get Nobel Prize. Because it isn't
तो
given...
क्या था जो पता चला कि उनके मरने के बाद प्रूव हुआ था?
Well, Hawking radiation and all this stuff. You can't win a Nobel Prize unless your discoveries are experimentally verified. So it has to be experimentally verified. But again, who is going near a black hole to check whether it is emitting radiation? Or who is able to go in the beginning of the universe to check if there is a singularity? So later on, scientists, NASA captured an image of a black hole, and they saw that, well, Hawking's theory is very well true. There is Hawking radiation that is emitted out of black holes. So he would have won the Nobel Prize, but Nobel Prize wasn't given posthumously.
मरने के बाद नहीं दिया जाता है?
No.
चांस खत्म.
So even Einstein didn't get Nobel Prize for relativity. He got it for photoelectric effect, not relativity. Relativity was still even too advanced for scientists of that day to understand. He said when general relativity was published, there were 3 people in the world who understood the theory.
कौन को?
So it was, of course, Einstein. Then there was Hilbert, who solved this mathematical problem of general relativity, who gave the theory a final mathematical touch. Then there was Hilbert, and third was probably Minkowski, because it is not really clarified, but it was probably Minkowski, because Minkowski was Einstein's math teacher when Einstein was studying at ETH. And it was Minkowski, first of all, after Einstein published special relativity, it was Minkowski who gave these ideas of, well, this is space-time of Einstein. Well, Einstein solved the problem, he gave this entire theory, but what is exactly happening in this kind of space-time, this geometry and all of this? So it was Minkowski who put forth this idea of Minkowski's space-time, not Galilean. It was Minkowski's space-time. And later on, Einstein used the same conception in his general relativity. So third was probably Minkowski.